Green Team Academy Podcast, Episode 51, The 3 Secrets for Unblocking Your Creativity with the book The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Hey, are you ready to make a positive impact for the planet? If so, then you're in the right place. My name is Joan Gregerson, and I am an eco-nut. Thanks for joining me today, and don't forget to head over to the greenteamacademy.com website to pick up plenty of other resources to help you on your way. And with that, let's get started. Hey Green Team, what's up? Welcome back. It's so nice to hang out with you again on the Green Team Academy podcast. And today I'm going to be talking about the 3 secrets for unleashing your creativity using the book The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And this is going to be a fun topic and something that's really exciting for me, and can't wait to share more about it with you. So I'm going to start with my story and then go into the 3 secrets. And then at the end, I'll be telling you about my Creativity Unleashed program that I'm leading to walk anybody who wants to through this book with us this summer. We're meeting on Monday evenings, June 3rd to August 26th. All right, so with that, I'm going to start with my story. And I'd love to hear your comments, post your comments of what you think about how you've been able to use creativity in your life to be a more powerful person and enjoy life more. Okay, so starting with my story. So in 2006, I got divorced, and anybody that's gone through a divorce knows it's not like a single date. It's kind of more of a process. And so 2006 to 2007 is when I got divorced, and I moved into a different house, and my youngest daughter was there with me for the last year before she headed off to college. And in that process, what I realized was that I didn't know what I wanted. And I knew there were things that I had been letting go, like I haven't been focusing on, things that were important to me, but I didn't really know what they were or how to get them back. And my sister gave me this book, The Artist's Way, and I'm pretty sure she had given it to me quite a while back. But at that time, when I had a little bit more time and more free space in my mind, when I wasn't so focused on being a wife and all that, just kind of recreating life on my own terms, I turned to this book, The Artist's Way, and as I started working through it, I started remembering things that I had lost, like dancing. I'd stopped dancing. I hadn't gone dancing for like 10 years, maybe 20. I'm not exactly sure unless you count weddings. And I love dancing. And so that was one of the things I did, was I started going to a dance class. And it was really strange because my feet were actually really hurting me at that time. And I'd gone to a podiatrist, or I don't know, some kind of foot doctor. And she said, you can't go barefoot. And it's like going barefoot and dancing, those are 2 of the things I wanted to do more of. And I had also read the book, I'm a big fan of the book, How to Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And she had said, if your feet hurt, you might be on the wrong path. And so instead of following the foot doctor's advice to not go barefoot and to, I don't know, do some other stuff, I decided, well, let me try dancing barefoot. And by actually going and doing African dancing, I was able to, oh, hi there, Hamuza. I was able to actually get into, I was able to heal my feet. And so that thing about maybe when you're not on the right path that your body is reporting. That's what a lot of How to Heal Your Life is about by Louise Hay. So, and that's a lot of what is happening in the Artist's Way is the parts of the areas of your life that are not working well is likely that you haven't been giving them the attention that they need. And so by working through the Artist's Way after I was divorced and, trying to rebuild my life, that's when I started figuring out things like, I really want to go to Africa. And I wasn't able to convince my husband when we were married to go. And also, just things weren't working out. But so one of the first things that I did was I decided I'm going to go to Ghana. And so I went to Ghana, and when I came back from that, then I had a really hard time just sitting and doing engineering anymore. And so the next thing I did was I got certified as an English teacher. So next I went to South Korea, and then I went to Saudi Arabia to teach English. And these were always things I wanted to be, that carefree person. And I really think that working through this book, through the Artist's Way, helps me do that. Another thing that I did was when I was in Korea, I wrote my first book. And I did it one chapter a week. I didn't even really know what the whole plot of the book is. This is the book that I wrote when I was in South Korea, and which is tuning into inner peace. And again, this is one of those things, that this book, The Artist's Way, really helped me tune into the fact that we are all creative. And so first I wrote the book, Tuning into Inner Peace, and then, let's see, do I have the other one here? And then I wrote a poetry book called With Open Arms. And after that, I wrote another book, Tasty Year. Okay, here's Tasty Year. And this is a book that I was the editor for. And I recruited the writers in my family, my daughters and my niece and my sister and a friend of ours. And we all wrote, and there's another couple people in there. We wrote one poem a month and put out this book, Tasty Year. And so that's just kind of a smidgen of some of the creative things that I've been doing. And I think also how this impacted me was that when I came back from all that traveling and I took another engineering job and I was working in the city of Longmont, I wanted to be part of the environmental groups that were happening there, the sustainability groups, and I couldn't find one. And so I didn't want to start one, but I went ahead and started one. And over the next year and a half or so, started an environmental nonprofit. We had a big, huge Earth Day festival. And within the course of 2 years, we changed the course of the city. And I think that being more connected to my creative self helped me every step of the way here, because by knowing the importance of art and music, I was able to go beyond my earlier engineering training to know that, yeah, we need to bring in kids to this, and we need to bring in music and art. And so we had like eco hip hop artists, and these were all things that were outside of my engineering approach to doing things as I had done before. And so that's why I think it's so important that we take the time to, as this is saying, this is a course in discovering and recovering your creativity. So that's my story, and why I think creativity matters to you is that you also, if you found that you've been struggling to get people to participate in what you're doing, to get people to care about the environment or any other project that you're working on, that by stepping back and taking this time to figure out what you're really passionate about and bringing that forward can make such a huge difference in your life. Plus, you're just going to enjoy life more. All right, so now let's go ahead and turn to the 3 secrets that I wanted to talk about. And the first secret is that there is a system for unblocking your creativity. I remember hearing some talks by Alan Watts, and he is the guy that's kind of famous for bringing a lot of Zen Buddhism to the US. But one of his talks, he was saying how one of the problems with formal education is it quashes spontaneity. And so while formal education might be necessary, might be good, we have to go back and get that spontaneity back. So we all know that little kids are able to sing and dance and create songs and create art, but somehow a lot of adults are not able to. And that's the idea. If we were once able to, then we need to go back and figure out how to get that. And that's basically what I feel like the Artist Way is. It's a system. When Julia Cameron says, when she's asked what she's supposed to do, what she does, what her job is she says, I unblock creativity and unblock creatives. And what she says is that all of us are creative. So it doesn't matter if you're a homemaker or a candle maker, a printmaker, it doesn't matter what you are actually doing at this time, but that all of us, just as when we were little kids where we were making up songs and dances, that all of us have that ability to be more creative. And so that if you haven't been able to pursue some of those, take some of those creative risks, it's her idea in this book is that the reason is because of a lot of the cultural things that get passed down, you know, through our culture, through our parents, through religions, through all these different things that separate us from our creative source, and that there is a way to get unblocked, and that's what this book does. So that is the first secret, is that it's not like it's difficult to do. And she talks about things like people think that someone who wants to do a certain thing, but they don't do it, maybe they're lazy or there's some other issue. But what she says is it's about fear. And so the exercises in here help us work through that, to address it and overcome that fear, and to understand things like we can't expect ourselves to have a masterpiece our first time out. You know, just like if you're teaching a kid to play basketball, you don't expect them to, if they're, you know, a 4-year-old, to take a basket and be able to make a basket on their first throw. And so yet that's what we do a lot in our art, in our expectations of ourselves, like, oh, I can't sing because I can't sing like Sade. But there was all those steps before that got her to that point, and that would get any of us further down the path. So that's the first thing, is that there is a system for unblocking your creativity, and that a lot of effort went into this, and we can just use this to have those same results ourselves. Okay, the next secret is that there are 2 specific tools that anybody can use to rediscover their creativity. And the 2 tools that are talked about in the Artist Way, the first one is called Mourning Pages. And all this is that every morning you get up, you open a blank notebook and you write longhand. So not typing, but writing 3 pages. And it's this process of doing a brain drain where you're dumping all these wild and crazy thoughts that you have onto the paper. And that does a lot of things. One is it clears your thinking, because now you've captured it all and you've seen like a lot of it's crazy and makes no sense and is contradictory, and that's totally fine because you dump it out. And the other thing that when you do the artist way, when you do the morning pages, that we all of us have this internal censor who will say things like, that's stupid, or that's not a good idea. And when you do your morning pages where you do 3 full pages of writing, she teaches you how to kind of laugh at that censor and make it into an animated character like a snake or something that you can more easily ignore, rather than taking whatever it says and using that as a real judgment for what you should be doing in life. So that's one tool, is the morning pages. The second tool is called Artist Date. And the artist dates, what you do with that is you take yourself out on a date once a week by yourself. And this is another thing that when I first started doing this, like, I just realized, gosh, I don't even know what I like to do, because I've been so busy taking care of the kids in my life and everybody else that I just got disconnected with what I like. And those artist dates, those don't have to be expensive things. That could be something like getting yourself some fresh raspberries and go sit in the park and eat them and enjoy them, or take a walk in a garden, or go to a museum, or drive home a different way, or go eat at an ethnic restaurant that you've been wanting to try. If you haven't eaten Korean food, maybe go check it out. So that's the artist date. And the idea with those two is that the morning pages, you're just kind of draining and getting rid of things that are blocking you. And the artist date, you're filling your well with images and ideas and new connections to help you create the art that is already within you. Okay, so the third secret is how to stay on task and actually work the program. Well, this is really funny, because when I started talking with people about the book, The Artist Way, I cannot tell you how many people have said, oh, I have that book, or I had that book, and I've tried starting it several times, and I've moved it around. I don't even know, it might be in my garage, might be in a box somewhere in my spare bedroom. I really don't know if I even have it. I've been wanting to do it, and that's why I never got rid of it, or maybe I did get rid of it, I don't know. But it's just like this really funny thing that a lot of people know about the book. They're convinced of the power of it, but yet they've not been able to work through it themselves. And I can tell you that it's not only them, because it's me as well. And over the past several months, I've been wanting to pick it up again and work it more diligently. I've been listening to it on Audible, which is a kind of cool thing to know. You can listen to the book on Audible. And even just by starting to listen to it, I've made some changes. Like, I started taking a painting class. So that's one of the paintings that I did in a painting class. So I have been making more time for art. I've been doing more writing, but I haven't committed to working this entire program. And so that's why I know that to stay on task and actually work the program, it's better if we have that accountability and support to be able to do it together. So that's what I would recommend, is do it in a group. Get enough people and enough structure so that you actually have a start point and an end point. And that leads me to inviting you to join me for Creativity Unleashed. And this is a program where we will be working through the book, The Artist Way, from June 3rd to August 26th. And we'll be meeting online on Mondays from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And you'll be able to join either by phone, so you can just dial in, or you can join by video conference, by Zoom. And if you join by Zoom, then we'll have everybody's faces there. And what we'll be doing every single session is this is a 12-week program, and we have 13 sessions. So in the first session, we'll do the introductory chapter that's in here. that goes into more details about those basic tools of Mourning Pages and Artist Date. And then in each week, we'll be previewing the activities that are recommended for the upcoming week. We'll do some creativity exercises, like maybe a 5-minute instant poetry writing or a 5-minute sketch that we'll do together to just get our juices flowing. And then we'll have time to share about the exercises that we're planning to do, or the ones that we did last week and what we discovered. And then there's a members area. So if you missed that call, those will be recorded and uploaded to your members area. And I'll also be pulling together some resources week by week that will help you through that process. And we'll also have a Facebook group so we can connect in between there. So that is it with what I wanted to tell you about today. And I also set up an early bird pricing level of $137 if you decide to join by May 31st. So this is $100 less than the normal price of the $237. And so I would love it if you would join us for this. And the link is right there. It's bit.ly/CU Summer 2019. And so then what you do next is you go to that page, you register, and then you go out and purchase your copy of The Artist's Way. And I know a lot of us like to do Kindle and that kind of stuff. I would really recommend in this case, just go ahead and buy the real physical book. Because what's nice is that you can get away, you can take your book and get away from the computer, just have a notebook and your book and not get distracted with emails and other things coming through. And then block out on your calendar from June 3rd to August 26th, Mondays from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. and get ready to transform your life. So that's it for today. And thanks so much for hanging out with me. And I look forward to doing this whole program with you. It's a ton of fun. And there's no more gentle and just fun and insightful teacher than Julia Cameron, who wrote this book, The Artist's Way, and this is what we'll be following. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I look forward to seeing you inside on Creativity Unleashed. Great, have a good day. Bye. Well, that's it for another episode of the Green Team Academy podcast. Remember to check out all the resources to help you make a positive eco impact in your community at greenteamacademy.com. Thanks so much and see you right back here soon.